Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Shut Door or Door Shutter coming back with a brand new episode of Direwolf20's 1.18 mod pack. Today is episode 58, and I quickly want to get into fixing the problem with our mechanism or doubling, tripling system thing here. Because we always have a buildup of uranium. Of course, that is because we have 6 different or laser base. Well, actually, 7. That one I was just messing around with. Yeah, you can do quite a bit of laser drills on those things, and I was messing around with that off camera. But I need to be able to produce more of this, right? So I want to kind of create a system, and we're going to do that right about here. Kind of just cleared out a large, decent chunk of space, and let's grab an entangloper. Entangloper, this thing. There we go. And we want to actually get sulfuric acid, right? So, what's the first machine again? Let me make sure I don't mess this all up. So, dissolution chamber. Right? Let's go for 4. I think this might be a little overkill, but that is fine. So, this is the uranium one. Okay. And I think what we'll do is we'll put this down here. And, yeah, let's keep it there. That'll work. Let's get rid of all these sides. Let's go input, output. There we go. Auto eject. And we'll do sulfuric acid set. Okay, and we'll just clear all of our sides for gases. And we're going to say front is input. And we should be able to say, I mean, we can use ultimate pipes, right? So we could have input and output. So let's do item input in the front, gases input in the front, and then output in the back for items, right? So let's grab an ultimate pipe. No. Universal, that's what they're called. These things, universal. Okay. Now let's grab our configuration card. Of course, we can also provide power through this, which is awesome. Nope, not that. This. There, and there. And of course, let's grab. Alrighty. So let's actually also make sure we connect this and this. We'll do that and that. There we go. So everything should have sulfuric acid and power. So now what we need to do is just grab a chest. I want to make sure that we actually have enough kind of like production to satisfy this, right? So let's go round robin. Let's actually make sure that was on items. Yes, it was on items. And we'll come over here. Let's grab a decent chunk of this. I mean, actually, we could just grab the ore. Let's grab the ore. We have plenty of that still sitting in here. So let's just grab some of this. All right, and we'll just drop this in here. Because I also need to make sure that we have sulfuric acid, or enough sulfuric acid to actually be content with this. So I don't need those. I need these. Let's grab decent chunk of these again. While this is actually crafting, let's talk. So I want to talk about the state of this Let's Play series, this Direwolf20's 1.18 Let's Play. We will be ending this soon. I do regret to inform you that. It's not going to be this episode, but it will be in the future. So I just want to give you guys a heads up. And honestly, the magic mods aren't going to happen this season. I just don't have enough time. And honestly, I want to focus on tech. For some reason, I've just been completely and utterly obsessed with getting technology focused on mod packs. I don't 100% know why. But magic's just not something I really want to look into. Maybe if it was Thaumcraft, maybe it was, the older versions, maybe like Witchery back in the day, those kind of mods. Absolutely loved them. And, you know, I don't really feel the same about the current mods, magic mods. Blood magic, I've done it so many times. Britannia, I've done it so many times. And, yeah, so with that, let's get back into this. So just expect, you know, a few more episodes, and I'll try to find another mod pack. I really don't have one lined up, actually. That's kind of a scary thing. I might take a hiatus between that and this, because I'm currently trying to work on something as well. But of course, we don't really have a lot of the mods that I want to mess with. So that's another thing. Alrighty. So we have all of that stuff. And now we need to figure out to do so chemical washer. A chemical washer. We got 3 of those. There's our 4th. We can just make sure to configure these. I will do this. And this should be viable. I guess I don't have the other chemical washer. I only have 3. There we go. We also need to make sure we're placing these in the right position, by the way. Or right face, I guess. So what we're going to do is say... So we need, I believe, water, right? So I think what we can say is fluids, front, slurries, front, and then there's no items coming into this, so we can just clear that. Okay? And that should be good. I believe that was this bottom one. Alright, so I want to say output slurry, auto eject on, and we'll configure card this. And what we'll do is we'll actually just run universal. Nope. Ultimate. No. Let's just do app pipes. Might be easier. Because we also do need to grab some of these. Right? So let's put this down here. Let's get rid of this. Put that there. Do pipe upgrade. And we'll run this up. And we'll actually can do that as well. I think we could do round robin. I don't think that's a problem. Right, so we'll just do this, 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 and this. And we'll make sure these are all round robin. We actually want to make sure slurries. So gas. I don't know if it's actually going to allow me to transport it. Because I believe this is a slurry, right? Yeah, so slurry, output. I don't think it's going to allow me to do that. So we're actually going to have to use cable or the pressurized tubes. How do we want to power this then? I really wish we had another way of doing that. Because I believe, let's just make sure real quick here, because these will not connect. Right, so we're not afraid of that. But if we actually say slurries, back, output, yeah, this won't connect. And of course, let's just make sure, so let's just throw everything output. Okay, so we'll need pressurized tubes. I'm not sure how we want to power these. But I think what we can do is grab some ultimate tanks, some ultimate chemical tanks. Let's grab 2 more. Okay. And we'll just say slurries, input in there, output the back. Okay. And then, of course, we'll need to get water in here. So I think what we'll do, well, because if I do that, because you'll get another, slurry, right? The clean version. So we can't do it that way. I'm really trying not to use entangled blocks with this. I want to keep the original mindset, but that is actually proving a lot more difficult than I want. So this just may not look pretty at the end of the day. That's not a big deal. Okay. And then, of course, we'll need to... Do we configure all this? Okay, so yeah, this actually needs to configure here, here, and here. All right, so we got slurries. Output the back. Slurries input. Okay, why did that not transfer? Okay, there we go. Let's make sure we transfer all of that. So we should be getting some... Oop, didn't mean to do that. Gonna have to do that, though. There's no way to prevent that. Oh, I guess I could just do this, right? So we're not doing that. All right. And of course, these are not getting enough power. Well, it would help if the power system was actually put down. Guess I knocked it out earlier. Alrighty. So we've got the chemical washer. But see, now we're running into the issue where we have not enough chemical washers, but they're also out of power. So let's try just doing this for a second here. I just want to see what happens. So let's actually do this. Let's grab a pressurized tube. I should have some here. Okay, let's do this. We should be able to transfer slurries in between. Keyword should. Alright, so we'll do extract, 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 input on this side. And now what we need to do is get water. So we'll just say sink. Okay, we'll just do this and this. We're not producing enough water. That's fine for right now. What if we just did... Alrighty, so I've been messing around a little bit with this, and I kind of just duplicated this system. But I've added chemical crystallizers up here because we do have enough uranium slurry to, support this many. You can see that we are still, full on this. This has been running for a minute here, but we're getting uranium, and it looks like I actually forgot to configure all of this. And grab some pipes upgrades. So yeah, we're cruising. We're still, working on the kinks here a little bit, but that is a-okay. We can actually quickly just speed these up a little bit. I don't have too much time in the bottle. And for some reason... Oh, it's doing that bug again. Let's take these out then. Okay, should be good. Everything's working. All right, but now we're cruising. We aren't going to get that much uranium in the system, of course, because we do have it being constantly pulled by the fission reactor. But we should be getting enough. Right, you can see that we're still, jumping up, then we're going down. We're jumping up and then going down. We can actually quickly go look at the mechanism reactor, because I haven't done that in a minute here. Looks like we're still solid. Still got enough fissile fuel. We're filling up on these as well, which is good. Nuclear waste is still flooding into these things. So this is, still good. I'm thinking we could probably expand the fission reactor a little bit to make it a little cooler if we really wanted to, kind of surround the middle rods with sodium kind of situation. But I think we'll pass on that for now. Yeah, so fissile fuel, I want to make sure that we're still getting some of this good stuff. So yeah, we got tons of uranium hexafluoride, or oxide, and uranium hexafluoride. Awesome. Okay. That is kind of the real thing I wanted to do with the uranium, of course, because we don't really need to worry about lead or diamonds or anything of that sort because we have so many. Another thing that we actually can look at here is how much power is being produced, of course, because we haven't actually figured this out yet. And actually, these just got done. So we can actually start making some induction cells. Or we can make another induction power bank thing. And I think what we'll want to do here is one off the ground, right? And we'll go probably 4. So something like this. And the actual problem with these is they actually take up a lot of redstone. So let's go another 10. So yeah, you need 12,000 redstone for this, right? So if I hit this, we're going to be taking a hit on redstone. We actually are out of lithium dust. Lithium dust. I know I had made some of this. How do I make... Oh, it's up here, I think, right? The lithium dust thing. Yeah, we chemically crystallize it. Okay. So yeah, let's go get some lithium. I believe we have a tank for it. So let's actually go to the void dimension here. No. Mining dimension. The other dimension. I also never touched this stuff. I know I said I was going to, but I kind of just never did. Maybe in the future, maybe in the next series, we'll look into actually building some nicer buildings and stuff like that to make a nicer base and not just throw everything underground. I really need to like stick to that. So yeah, liquid lithium is in an ender tank. Let's see. So we'll just grab this one. So this is the liquid lithium, and we should be able to hook that up to the system, get some lithium that way, and we should be good. But yeah, I really do like this building. But I wish I didn't put everything underground. I wish I would have made it separate buildings. I know I always say that I really want to do that, then I just end up not. It's kind of a habit, you know. I need to really force myself to get into that. You know, building several buildings and kind of designing things. But you know, one of these days, right? All right. So we got that. And I think actually what we can do here, I've got a little bit of time in a bottle. There we go. And let's just speed that one up as much as we can. Alrighty. So I'm going to let that happen for a second here and I'll be right back. Alrighty. So we've got the other power bank set up here and this is quite decent. How much can this hold? 43 TFE. And the old one can hold 6.4. Okay, so we've got a decent amount of storage. We have that energy coming through the front, and coming into the back is the power from that bank, just so we have that buffer. So basically we have 49 point whatever TFE, right? So that is awesome. Everything is being pumped out to the top here. We can actually just do this, power surge, bypass limit, and chunk loading. So I actually don't have this area chunk loaded, which happens quite a lot. I need to actually look at the areas I'm in. I think, for example, we actually need to come down here and make sure we're still chunk loaded over here, which I doubt we are. Yeah, we're not, see? And there is a command to change the amount of things we have, like the amount of chunk loading available, but that's fine. I think we could actually just grab a simple chunk loader instead of changing that, because I am lazy today here. So basic chunk loader. We'll just toss this bad boy in the corner, and we will say those 3 chunks, or those 4 chunks here, so we can actually chunk load this. So this is actually cruising. We're currently processing all the stuff we have. Chemical crystallizers are still going. We're still getting uranium, so we're not fearing for all of that jazz, right? So let's see here. So I do want to take out this middle portion, right? This whole section, because it is kind of just a waste of machines, right? Like, we don't need this no longer. So let's just toss these bad boys in here, and I can probably use them in the future. Same thing with this. Honestly, I really don't need any of these. I think the other base machines can handle all this stuff, but I'm just going to leave them for now. Let's actually grab some pressurized tubes so I can reconnect this. Let's grab crescent hammer here. Oh, and I had basic pressurized tubes here. Oh well. Alright, then we'll do configurator. Pull push. Why do we have uranium in that one? Definitely not uranium, so I'm not sure why that's processing uranium slurry. But I think it might have been because it was connected to that pipe. Yeah, this stuff still has uranium slurry in it, so let's just do that. That's fine. Get that all nice and cleared up. I'll go to wrench here. Boop, boop. Alright. And then, of course, we will pull, push, and then wrench these two, because I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, that should be cleaned up a little bit here. We could scoot everything together, but I'll do that later. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure what I want to do next. I know we want to get into the Fission Reactor. Mech Fusion. There's a whole lot of stuff to get into with this. Because you also need to look at the focus matrix, laser matrix, which is a whole nother thing, right? So we're using reactor glass. Fission reactor is an interesting one because you also need lasers. Lasers, so you need a whole bunch of these, you need some of these, and then I believe you need this. I think this is the newer thing, right? Let's see. I don't know if we fully need this one, but I'm assuming we might. I know the older versions only used a laser amplifier, so I'm not 100% sure, but you need to basically create a laser array that shoots into the focus laser matrix, and then that jumpstarts the fusion reactor. The fusion reactor can actually produce steam if you do water cooling, but there's also air cooling, which is basically where it makes its own power. But if you wanted to, you could make several large turbines and do it that way, you know, that kind of thing, if you really wanted to. So that is something to look at. I think we'll definitely get into that next episode. There's not really a whole lot I want to do because I just don't want to get started on something and then have to just end the episode. So we're going to wrap up the episode here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome, and I'll see you for only a few more episodes in the Direwolf20 1.18 mod pack. Bye-bye!